I haven't posted since summer. I've been pretty busy with like school and work. Yes, work. I finally started working. You know, I've been looking for a job since like last year. I was trying to make myself look forward for interviews. I had all these crazy runarounds with, you know, the places I was applying to, but I'm finally working, and I can say that it is rough balancing school and work. But now that I have a job, I definitely want to share my experience with you guys in another video, but in this video I kind of just want to give you guys a little rundown and let you in on things that I think you should know while you're applying to a job and you're like a teenager and you have like minimal experience. These are things I wish I would have known. And yeah, just some tips and advice, because not only do I have a job now, but I also I'm working, so like I kind of get like an inside perspective as to what goes on. And I do work in retail, which I know it doesn't represent all workplaces, but I feel like when you're a teenager and you're just starting out, you know, retail and grocery stores are kind of like the places to go, and I feel like they're probably pretty similar. My store is a little bit ghetto, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I don't want to reveal where I work because I've seen too many instances of people bashing their workplaces online and then getting fired. So I really don't want to get fired, but just know that it's a chill retail store. So before I got a job, I was obviously looking for tips and advice myself on how to get a job. So I was watching a lot of videos, and one of the main things I remember from these videos is, you know, what they would always say is as soon as you submit your application, like, you know, a few days later, you know, hit them up and ask them about your application, like,
hey, what's the status of my application?
and I did that a couple of times, and it never really did anything for me. I don't remember it doing anything for me, and I think I kind of know why now, speaking from experience. So if you're calling to ask about your application, or if you're walking in to ask about your application and you're not answered by the right person, you will most likely get the default answer. Literally, my hiring manager, the main manager, she told me if anybody calls asking to speak to her, if anybody walks in asking to speak to her, tell them she is not in at the moment. Her words, literally, she told me this. I was like, okay. So now whenever people call, I literally have to give them the default.
When the hiring manager is looking through all the applications, if they see yours and they think it's good, then they will call you in for an interview.
That's literally what I'm supposed to say. That doesn't work everywhere. Like, calling in to ask about your application, it may work. Honestly, it doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to check. It literally takes like a minute or two, but just know that it's not always gonna work. My manager, she doesn't really check the applications as much as she should. From what I've seen, it seems as though referrals from employees get priority over, you know, applicants who might even be more qualified, which I thought was very interesting. But yeah, I would still give it a try, but just know that these workplaces, like, they will work at their own pace. They move at their own pace. They don't always acknowledge the initiative that you're taking, and that's literally just the real world. Like, you don't get rewarded for your efforts all the time, and that's something I've recently learned. I know I said referrals get priority, but that's not the only way to get a job, so don't be spooked by that. You know, if you're not getting referred, that's not like the end to everything. Another thing that I noticed is that even though the minimum age requirement for my workplace is 16, we are much more likely to hire people when they're 18. So when I was applying to jobs, like, as soon as I turned 18, I actually started getting interviews. Like, that is actually when people started to take me seriously, is when I turned 18. I think the main reason for this is just because when you're hiring a minor, that comes with a lot of baggage, and not everybody is ready to deal with that. Like, child labor laws, like, you can work people over 18 a lot harder than you can work minors. So a lot of people, they don't want to deal with the baggage that comes with hiring a minor, when they can just hire an older person, an adult, who they can literally work to the bone. So no one wants to get caught up in child labor laws. Like, I'm 18. I honestly should have told her I was 17, because then maybe I wouldn't have to work overnight. But my 16-year-old coworker, she got to get off pretty like early, much earlier than me, because she was a minor. And in Maryland, in the state of Maryland, minors are not allowed to work overnight. I believe that's the thing. But yeah, but even if you're not 18, there is still hope for you. There are people at my workplace, like I said, there's people younger than 18. It's just something that I've noticed. If I'm being honest with you, like, yeah, I don't even look 18, but when they saw 18 on my application, that's when it's like, okay, like, she's an adult. But yeah, that's just one of my observations, one of my many observations. Now, I was referred when I got my job. I was referred by my good friend, but I also got another job offer without a referral. If you watched my little story time video a few weeks back, I was talking about how I had 2 job offers. One of them was through the referral and the other one was through my application alone. Don't think that referrals are the only way to go, but I do think as somebody who does not have a lot of experience, somebody who's a teenager or a minor, like I do feel like referrals are probably the easiest way to get your foot in the door. So if you have like a good friend who's working, and you know, just ask them, hey, like are you guys hiring? Can you refer me? Because I do feel as though you will get priority if you're referred as opposed to filling out the application like the majority of applicants do. Connections do get your foot in the door. Obviously I'm grateful that I was referred, but at the same time it's like I don't know how to feel about that. I do feel as though it's not fair towards applicants, but that's just how the world is right now. I'm here to help you guys. I got some tips and stuff coming. My first word of advice when you're looking for jobs, I would say apply during busy season or the holiday season, because that's when they need more people. I'm thinking back to my friend who referred me. He got his job during the busy season. It was like Christmas time. They needed more people, obviously, because retail gets busy around that time, so they hired him originally as like a temporary worker, but his performance was good, so they ended up keeping him on board. So I do feel as though when these places need help the most, you definitely have a higher chance of getting your foot in the door, getting an interview, getting that job. You know, when COVID started to hit, places were hiring like crazy. I actually applied to a grocery store and I got an interview like the next day, but I couldn't go to it because my parents didn't want me working in the middle of a pandemic, which I understand. But when I tell you, during the pandemic, like at the start of it, places were hiring like crazy. They were hiring, literally, it was crazy. Like maybe like around Black Friday time, maybe around Christmas time, like the holiday season, maybe that's when you should fill out your application, because a lot of the times that's when they need help the most. My next tip is to attend career fairs. Now the thing with career fairs is that you're competing against a much smaller pool of applicants, and you're most likely going to be applying for more specialized positions, possibly ones that are more related to your major. And yeah, a lot of the times they're like jobs, like on-campus jobs, which can be very convenient if you're in college right now. And my high school even had a career fair, which I thought was very interesting. And I also feel like there's more of an equal playing field. You're not like applying, you know, along with people who have like years and years of experience for the most part, but you're competing with people who have similar experiences to you, similar age range, similar experience. Like they're there to hire you, like their purpose is to hire you, and I feel like it's a lot more straightforward. The vibes are a lot more chill and friendly, so look into those, because I know right now they're probably having virtual career fairs. Like my school has had a couple. I went to an accounting open house. We have a career fair coming up, a few of them actually, so I would definitely look into those. Do not stop applying. If you really want to work, do not stop applying, even if you get demotivated, unmotivated. It took me a long time. I don't know how many applications I filled out, but I filled out a lot of applications like since last year, and I didn't get any. I barely got anything back. And there were times where I just stopped applying. I just kind of gave up, but I always picked back up, and eventually I did get some interviews. I remember I got an interview at this other retail store. I got an interview at another retail store. I got an interview. Can I just say the names? Okay, I got an interview at Burlington. I got an interview at DD's, which is like Ross and Marshall's. I got an interview at Wise. So I got a few interviews over time, but it definitely took persistence. When you least expect it, like something will come your way, like for sure. But you do have to put the effort in. If you're filling out applications, I know it can get very tedious filling them out over and over again for like every single different store, but effort really does matter. And whatever you do, you always want to put your 100% effort into it. I do feel as though when these hiring managers are looking at your applications, when they get around to it, they notice the effort. So definitely don't like get lazy with it and think like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna get it anyways, like why, you know, I'm just gonna do whatever. No, definitely put your best foot forward in your application. Oh, and another thing, take your phone off of do not disturb and actually start picking up your phone calls. I didn't even realize that a lot of these places, like when they're trying to reach out to you, you know, I expected them to reach out to me through email, but they actually called me, and it's like I never pick up my phone. So I never picked up my phone for the longest time until one morning I got a call from somewhere in the area around the place that I applied, and I picked it up, and they were calling me in for an interview. I was like, what? Like, this is the first time that's happened to me. I'm like, is this normal? Because I literally never pick up my phone. So I was just thinking about like how many opportunities I've missed out on just because I did not pick up my phone. So ever since then, like when I was applying, my phone was off silent, off do not disturb. I was picking it up for every single call I was getting. Imagine how many opportunities I might have missed out on just because I wasn't picking up my phone, or because my phone was on silent, because I was ignoring my phone calls, because that's what I usually do. But when you're looking for jobs, you always have to be on the lookout for these phone calls, because I don't think email is like really the way to go for a lot of these retail places. Oh, and I also got another interview at Marshall's, thinking about it right now, and they were calling me. That was like the main way of communication. So that was definitely interesting. I'm thinking about like, wow, I've actually had a lot of like interview opportunities, more than I realized thinking back on it now. That's kind of crazy. And they weren't referrals either. So I do feel as though getting a job as a teenager, you know, with no experience or minimal experience, it's very difficult. It can be very disheartening, but I wouldn't give up. I would not give up. And if you want to give up, just be aware that there are other ways for you to make money, you know, other than getting a job, a old regular job like me. I think I filmed a video on it too. But yeah, I will definitely be sharing with you guys my experience in another video, because let me tell you right now, retail is crazy. My experience has been crazy. But yeah, if you're looking for a job, let me know down in the comments. I don't know what little me could say, but we'll see. Let's start a conversation in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos. I know I reached 100 subscribers. That's actually so crazy. I actually filmed like a video, a short little clip of me when I reached 100 subscribers. I'll probably like post that in like a future video, if not this one. But thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Like, that's actually like crazy. Like, and that was during the period where I was like legit slacking, haven't posted in weeks, and the fact that people are still subscribing to me is just like crazy. But I'm very grateful for each and every one of you guys who subscribed. Please let me know what kind of content you want to see next, because I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, but my lack of time management really jumped out when school started and when work started, because now it's like I rarely have time to do anything other than school or work. But I'm definitely gonna try, because there's now like 125 of you guys, which I literally cannot believe it. But yeah, thank you so much again, and I will talk to you guys next time. Again, leave some comments down below on what kind of videos you want to see from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.